Mastering the Garden with Keith Ramsey. Today we're talking about intro to beekeeping, what you basically need to get started. Beekeeping is a super easy project. Keeping bees alive, not the easiest thing in the world, but not that difficult. So basically, starting out with a hive, you need as much knowledge ahead of time as you can, but you're never going to learn it all before you get started. And once you're hands-on, you're going to learn a lot. We always recommend that you start with 2 beehives. Obviously it's better than us selling 1 beehive. No, not really. It's you learn 3 or 4 times as fast when you have 2 beehives. 1 beehive will do one thing, the other one will do something else, and so you start to question, you start to compare, and you've also got resources. So if you lose a hive, you can go into the second hive and you can move part of the resources over to the other hive, add a queen, you can split a hive and you're back to 2. If you do really well with bees and you've got time to do a split, you could go from 2 hives to 4 hives. So that works really well. You start off with a hive with a bottom board. This is a solid bottom board. That's what most commercial beekeepers use. With residential beekeepers, I usually recommend a screen bottom board. It comes with a IPM board like this. It allows you to get a mite count. Mites are one of our bigger issues with bees, and the mites will fall through here when you do a treatment. You can pull it out, you can do a mite count super easy, you can clean it off, you can put it back in. It also allows you to close the hive for treating and doing other things. Winter protection if we have severely cold winters. So either of those 2 work. I usually recommend a screen bottom board. From there, you add 2 boxes. So the wider box is a hive body. That's where your bees are going to live. You add a nuke to there. A nuke is our preferred method of starting a hive over a package, because a lot of times you can actually harvest honey in the first year. So you'll start with 1 hive body and you kind of build to 2. Once you got your hive body on, your first hive body, you need to add basic frames. In our operation, we use wood frames with plastic foundation. They're wax coated, and then the bees will start building wax on those. Saves the bees some time, and it's a little bit easier if you have issues later down the road to clean up and kind of move forward. So you basically, in each 10 frame, you need 10 frames. And you space them evenly. You get those in there. You put 2 on one side, 3 on the other, and then once you've purchased a nuke, you set your nuke next to the hive body. You pull the frames from the nuke out. You put them in the same direction that they were in, and the same 1 through 5. And your bees with a nuke, you've got a nucleus colony. The bees are already, you've got a queen, she's laying, you've got brood, you've got pollen, you've got nectar, you've got honey. So the bees are already healthy and on their way, and they'll fill out a box like this in the early spring in a few weeks. And then you add the second box to it. Once they fill out that second box, then you're looking for a honey super. So the honey super is about 6 inches, 6 and some odd inches. The hive body's 9. The honey super is where you're going to harvest honey from. You're going to leave the honey in the hive body, and then add that super. Once they've built that out and there's honey in here and it starts to be capped, that's where you'll harvest honey from. And then you need an inner cover. Inner covers are just like bottom boards. Good ventilation in a hive makes sense. Summertime, a lot of times we'll use screen inner covers. In the wintertime, we use solid inner covers. An inner cover allows you to, it goes on the hive like this. There's a breather on here. I usually put that on the back. And I put it on the back because you can open and close it. There's enough room with the top scoot it forward or backwards. If I want to close it up, I can move it forward. If I want it open, I can move it back. So without knowing, if I always put them on the back, I know where to open and close. But once you've got a top on there, that's the basics of adding a nuke and watching the bees start to fill it out and kind of grow on. We're here. Jason Cirarelli is our head beekeeper. I'm Keith. I'm here all the time. We're here to help new people start beehives. It's a fun hobby, easy to do, and we'd like to help get you started.